Is there a loved one in your life or a really close friend that enjoys going out and having overland adventures and you're trying to figure out what gift to get them this holiday season? Well, this year I've put together some really cool overland gift ideas I think you're going to really enjoy checking out. Plus, I'm super excited to talk about what's in this red bag. Stay tuned. Welcome to TrailRecon, I'm Brad, and I am feeling pretty festive this year. I've got my ugly sweater with reindeer or an elf, driving in a Jeep with some flashing lights, and I've got some pretty cool gifts here to talk about. And this year, I think I've put together some really cool ideas. But before we talk about each one of these, I want to mention that these are gifts. These are not things you have to go have an overland adventure. These are some maybe things that you wouldn't normally buy for yourself, or and just some little niceties to make being out there a little more comfortable. So we're going to go through each one of these, a little bit of specs about them and why I chose them and why I think they'll make a great gift. But what I want to start off talking about, something I am super excited about, and that is some coffee. All right, before we kick this off, I'll just quickly mention that I'm going to leave links in the description below for everything that you're going to see right here, starting off with this coffee percolator. So if you have been following the channel for any length of time, you'll know that I start most of my mornings percolating some coffee. And what I love about a percolator is it doesn't require any electricity. You could do this right on a stove or over a campfire. You just add some water in there, add your coffee, and then just let it do its thing. And once it gets hot enough, you'll start seeing the coffee percolate up here, and then that coffee is ready to go. And speaking of coffee, something extremely exciting has happened this year. I've had the opportunity to work with the guys over at Got Your Six Coffee, and we've created the TrailRecon Adventure Blend Coffee. Super humbled that I was able to do this. I can't tell you what a fun process it was. I got to drink a lot of coffee in coming up with this blend. Now what we have here is we have a dark roast, and it has just a hint of maple and bourbon in there. And I got to tell you, boy, when you open this bag, that aroma is amazing. And when that coffee is brewing, oh, it just smells so good. And the taste, it's awesome. You guys will love this coffee. If you like a dark roast, this is a great coffee. And I also made sure that this is a coarse grind, because when you are percolating coffee or you're doing a French press at camp, coarse grind is the way to go. So check out the TrailRecon Adventure Blend Coffee and pick yourself up a percolator and give it a shot out at camp. Next up, we're going to talk about this Nemo Flashlight, and I got to tell you, I have really come to depend on rechargeable flashlights, ones that I do not need to have batteries for, and that's got exactly what this is. It's got a lithium battery inside. This thing's aluminum body, and it's very heavy duty. I like that it's not some dainty little thing. I'm not going to lose this anywhere, and I'm actually going to have a couple of these, one in each vehicle. What I really like about this, it's 500 lumens, and you can adjust that beam so you can go narrow or you can go super wide. And there's another cool feature. Check this out. If I slide this open, this turns into a very bright 500 lumens working light. And the cool feature is on the end of this is a pretty strong magnet. So if you are out on the trail and you need to fix something at night, you can stick that just about anywhere. And that little working light right there is going to be perfect. I love this light. And it's also got some other nice features. So you can do a red light, and you can do a red strobe. So if you are on the side of the road or something, it's not a bad idea to pop this up on your vehicle just to warn folks on the side of the road. But having that red light is kind of nice because sometimes you don't want to lose your night vision. So red will make sure you get to keep your night vision but still be able to see. But all in all, I really like this flashlight. So give it a try. Next up is a really cool product, and this is rapid rope. So there is 120 feet of rope in here. And I'm retired military, and paracord was an essential piece of gear when we were out on the field or we were out on deployment, and it's something I still carry with me. Well, I used to, now I just carry this, which is really super cool because it's this nice little handy container that makes pulling out the rope super easy. And check this out, once I get the length I need, I can just wrap it around and cut it, and bam, there you go. Now there's 120 feet of rope in here. It has 1,100 pound tensile strength, and it comes in this cool container that's made right here in the USA. So there's some knots on the back here, it shows you how to tie a couple knots, but rope can be super handy when you're out there, and having a little piece of kit like this is just a nice little convenience. I like this stuff. Now, many of us, when we go out on overland adventures, we have quite a few electronics, and sometimes there's a fridge, and for me, I've got camera gear and a bunch of accessories, and well, I have at a time or two killed the battery in my vehicle while I was at camp, and thankfully I had a portable charger with me, and that's what I have here today is something that I think is very cool. This is a charger from Wagon Tech, and this is a health booster, so if you kill that car battery, you can hook this up using these jumper cables and start your vehicle. Now this will start a V8 or a diesel, and it's got a lot of juice in there to make that happen. But what I've found is the ones in the past that I've used were big and bulky. This one has a lithium battery in there, and it doesn't weigh very much at all. And you can see how small this is. This will easily fit in a center console, in a glove box. Very, very nice. And what I do like is it has a light feature on here. So if you are working in the engine bay and it's dark, you're going to be able to see. Now that's no Nemo Flashlight, that's not as bright, but it's enough light that you'll be able to connect everything. Plus, it's got some USB chargers on here, so you can actually use this as a battery pack. So if you need to charge your phone or other gear, it still comes in pretty handy. I like this little piece of kit. I think it's something that you may want to consider carrying in just about every vehicle, not just your overland vehicle. You know, jumper cables are nice, but if you are out in the desert or in the forest or something by yourself, this might be the only way you can jumpstart your vehicle. All right, next up is something I've been using for, man, I've probably had this for 3 or 4 years now. This is the GSI Outdoors Utensil Kit, and I have had this for so long, I don't leave without it. I move it from vehicle to vehicle to vehicle, and I just recently picked up another one, so I could just leave this one in the camper to make life a little easier, so don't forget it. But what I love about this thing is it just has everything you need to have a good meal. So in here, there is a nice little cutting board. It's small and compact. You've got 4 forks, knives, and spoons. There's a nice microfiber washcloth. You've got a scrubby in here. You've got 2 little condiment packages, so you didn't want to carry a big old bottle of mustard or ketchup. You've got those in there. There's a very nice little knife for cutting up your vegetables when you're out at camp. You have a grater, so if you need to grate some cheese, and I can tell you, I impressed somebody once when somebody was like, hey, does anybody happen to have a cheese grater? I was like, I do, I got a cheese grater. I mean, what are the odds that anybody at camp had a cheese grater? And I had one, that was pretty cool. You've got these spoon and spatula, which are foldable. Very nice, very durable. I can tell you all this stuff has held up great. I mean, I probably bought my first one in 2017, 2018. I've had it for a long time. And then also in here, this was another one that I pulled out. I'm like, yep, I got a whisk. Anybody need a whisk? Because I got one. We're whisking up some eggs using that. And then there is a little salt and pepper shaker in here, and it all comes in this nice kit. This is pretty cool, and it's something I've been using for a long time, so definitely can say that this is worth carrying around for your overland adventures. Up next is something that I get asked about just about every time we're using it at camp is, what is that thing and where did you get it? And this is the Timbo Tusk Scottle. It's a great tool for cooking some big hearty meals. Now it comes in these awesome cases. This is the cooking case, and this is the case that's got the adjustable legs on it. So there are 3 legs that you can adjust the height on, and then open this guy up, and inside is your Scottle. And these have been around for a long time, but Timbo Tusk here has just come up with this nice piece of kit that works really well. And so it's a typical little burner here, just standard little burner that takes a little propane tank like this, but you can hook it up to a larger propane tank. And then there are these legs that just go right in here. Tighten those up, and then you can cook some pretty large meals at camp on here. My wife really has become to love cooking on this thing. And if you've watched any of the videos, my buddy Marco is always cooking something really tasty on one of these. It's probably his favorite tool to cook on. They're really easy to clean. You keep them seasoned. They're awesome because the center is a little hotter than the outside, so you can cook something up and kind of move it out and keep it warm until you cook everything all at once. It's a great little piece of gear, and it makes a great gift. All right, the next piece of gear that we're going to talk about is one that's actually pretty important, and a lot of people should consider carrying this with them. Even if you carry a full-size spare tire, you never know when you might get 2 flat tires out on an adventure. And if you are rolling that dice and not carrying a full-size spare, well, you definitely need to have one of these, and that is a tire repair kit. And this one is from ARB, and it comes with everything you need to repair a tire temporarily until you can get to the tire shop. So you've got the reamer, you've got the insertion tool, you've got the lubricant here, you've got a tire gauge, you've got plenty and plenty of the plugs, you've got some needle nose pliers here, you've got a knife, you've got an Allen wrench. But what I really like about this kit is it comes with some valve stems, some valve cores. It comes with a tool to swap those out and some ends. A lot of kits don't provide that, because it's one thing to, have to repair a flat. It's another if you rip off your valve stem when you're out on the trail. I've seen it happen before where a rock will just come up and rip that off. Being able to replace that out on the trail can be pretty important. So this kit may make the difference on getting off the trail and getting back home or not. So definitely worth checking out this ARB tire repair kit. Okay, the next item we're going to talk about was my wife's idea, and I said, you know what, why don't you get on camera and talk about it?
Hi, I'm Regina. When I heard that Brad was putting together a holiday gift guide for the Overlander in your life, I knew I had something that I really wanted to contribute. If you're anything like me, at the end of a long day on the trail, there's nothing better than sitting by a campfire underneath a beautiful starry sky and enjoying a nice glass of wine. This is where the problem comes in. How do you get the wine out there? Most wine comes in these breakable glass bottles. Yes, I know they come in cans and boxes as well, but those really limit the kind of wine that you can get. So if you have a favorite wine that comes in a bottle or even a can or a box, this is the perfect solution. This is the GSI Wine Gift Set, and when I saw this, I knew this was going to be on my Christmas list. So this is an insulated neoprene bag. Inside of this side of it is a 750 milliliter inner bag, which, for those not in the know, is the perfect size for an entire bottle of wine. On there, different temperatures for the different kinds of wine, if that's important to you. I'm not that fancy. And you can also put the wine information, the year, the grape, the vineyard, etc., etc. And then to use it, all you have to do is open this, and then there's a wide mouth that you can just pour your wine into. And then once you put that back on, you undo the top cap, and there's this nifty little squirt little thingamajig, and so you can just squirt it into your glass. Speaking of which, and this is one of the really cool things that I like about this, and even though there's nothing wrong with drinking wine out of a camp coffee cup, Brad and I have done it for years, there's something really nice about actually having a wine glass when you're out on the trail. It's one of those little luxuries that I think just, kind of add to the experience. The cool thing about these is that they are acrylic, which is awesome. So you can pour your wine, and it comes with 2 glasses, so you can toast with somebody else and enjoy it. So these glasses are really cool, and they're perfect for overlanding. The really neat thing about this is that it's completely portable. So once you've drank your wine, this just folds down, so you don't have the extra weight, the extra cash that you have to lug out with you. So one of the really cool things about this is it comes with this little strap, and you can just sling it over your shoulder. So if you don't want to sit around your campfire and you found like the perfect spot that's like a little hike from your camp, you can take it with you and go enjoy your wine wherever you want. So I thought this was the perfect overlanding gift, and I wanted to share it with everybody. And Santa, if you're listening, I really, really have been a good girl this year, and I would love to find this under the Christmas tree on Christmas morning.
Up next is a dash cam from Garmin. This is the Dash Cam 47, and I gotta tell you, I really like how compact and small this is. I had a dash cam in my Jeep JK a couple years ago that I really liked having. I liked being able to record events and stuff when we were out on the road or on the trail. Plus, it gave me some opportunities to kind of monitor my vehicle when I wasn't there and see what's going on, if it was at the garage, and see if they were actually working on it. Well, that camera was big and bulky, and they actually required a annual subscription to it, so I ended up getting rid of it. But this little Garmin serves all those purposes. It's a great little dash cam. It's got a 1080p camera on there, 140-degree angle view. It's got a battery built inside, or you can hardwire it. It comes with a SD card that will just continue to record. Plus, for free, it doesn't cost you anything. It will keep all the information for 24 hours. Now, what I really like about a dash cam, though, is you know what? You can monitor your vehicle when you're not in your vehicle. So you can use your cell phone and see what's going on, as long as this thing has a Wi-Fi connection. So if your car is at the shop, you can look and see, oh, they still haven't worked on it yet. Or if somebody's messing around with your car trying to break in or whatever, this can actually be a nice little theft deterrent, because maybe you'll catch them on camera. And it's always cool to record on the trail or down the road if you're going out somewhere interesting. So these are a nice little piece of kit, and they do not take up very much space. You can mount this right up by your mirror and you probably wouldn't even notice it most of the time. So I like little dash cam. So if you've got a loved one or a family friend that's an overland adventurer and you're looking for a gift, I think there's a lot of potential here to find the right gift for them. I'm going to leave links down below for everything you saw here in the video, guys. And if you have not hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that, because you do not want to miss our upcoming adventures. Happy holidays, everybody. Thanks for watching.